What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a video to share with you my favorite beauty products of 2015. Granted, I just started playing around in makeup about 5 months ago, so I haven't tried all of the makeup products that there are out there to test and try out, but these I have given a whirl and I do like them a lot and they have become part of my holy grail. So we're just going to jump in and go in the order of how we apply our makeup, and we're going to start with primer, so let's get started. First up is primer, and for my first primer I have the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I got a sample of this when I ordered makeup from Nordstrom and I tried it and I really did like it, so I went ahead and I ordered this. This small tube was like $10 and I only got the small one because I was still obsessed with my very favorite primer, which is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Erase Primer. This is the very first primer I ever tried, and I've tried a couple different primers and this is still my absolute favorite. It's like $5, so if you're looking for a good inexpensive primer, I highly suggest you give this one a try. Now on to foundations. For the first foundation I have is the MAC Studio Face and Body Foundation. This is a nice sheer coverage. I use this foundation for my everyday no makeup looks, when I'm just going for a really natural look. It's not heavy, it's very light, I hardly feel it on my face, and it's, like I said, a really sheer coverage. This is basically the first foundation that I fell in love with, and yeah, and I use this in the shade NC45. And my last foundation is from Maybelline. It is their Infallible Pro Matte 24-Hour Foundation. This is a really full coverage foundation. It's my favorite matte foundation because it's the only matte foundation I've ever tried. I do want to try the Becca matte foundation, and I've heard really good things about the Dior matte foundation, and I really want to try that one. But it is $62, so that's going to be like a treat to myself, so I'm holding off on trying that one. This was the first one I tried, and I really did like this matte foundation, so I stuck with it. And for 11 bucks, you can't beat it. It's really good. It covers flawlessly, and it's, like I said, it's a full coverage foundation, and it works really good. Moving on to concealers. The first concealer I have is this MAC Studio Finish Concealer. I use this to cover up any spots or blemishes that I have in my face after I apply my foundation. These next concealers, I'm pretty sure you guys heard so much about these all over the internet, all over YouTube, and I'm talking about the LA Girl Pro Concealers. I have a couple different shades in these because I highlight and I contour with them. They're $2 a piece or $2.99, something like that. So yeah, they work really good, and they're really inexpensive, so try them out if you haven't done so already. They do work really well. My next concealer is this MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is my favorite concealer for my under eye area. A little bit of this goes a long way. Use one pump on my finger and put 3 dots under my eye, and it blends flawlessly and it covers under your eyes really well. And I use that along with this one. I recently got this not too long ago, but it made my favorite list already. This is the Dream Lumi Touch Highlight Concealer from Maybelline, and I use this and mix with this. I'll put like 3 lines under my eyes with these dots and blend it out, and it highlights and brightens my under eye area really well. And this I think was like $7. Alright, so those are all of my favorite concealers that I have to share. We're going to move on to powders. The first powder that I have is the Ben Nye Banana Powder, and I use this to set my under eye area. This is the only powder I've used to set my under eye area, and it's worked for me and I love it, so I haven't tried anything else. The last 2 powders that I have to talk about are from MAC. These are the Mineralized Skin Finish Powders. I use this one in the shade Dark Golden to set my foundation, and I go in with this one and Give Me Sun to like add color back to my face and like give me a bronze look so I don't look so ashy and dead. So that's it for powders. We're going to move right on along to blushes. Alright, so first up for blushes, I have Milani's Baked Blushes. This was the first blush I've ever purchased, and I use it to this day. I like it because it has a highlight baked in it, so you don't have to go in after you apply this blush with a highlight. But of course I do because I'm extra and I like to be golden all the time. But you don't have to, and I think that's why I like these blushes. I think I own like 4 of them, but this one and Luminoso is my favorite. And this blush from Stila I have been using almost every day for the last month or two, and it's a custom color blush. It's self-adjusting, so when you apply it to you, it adjusts to your skin tone for the perfect bronze shade. And I like that for an everyday natural look, and that's mostly what I do. I do mostly everyday natural looks, so this blush is perfect for me. Inside the little compact, this is what it looks like. But when you apply it, I'm actually wearing it today. When you apply it, you can see more of a, it has a mauve undertone that when it adjusts to my skin tone. So this is perfect for a natural everyday look, and I have to find it again because I got this, I think, on Hope Look. So I don't know if it's still in stores, but the next time Seal is on there, I'm going to definitely get me another one because this has been a definite go-to for me. Okay, so that's it for my go-to blushes. On to highlights and luminizers. First up, I have this NYX Born to Glow Liquid Luminizer in the shade Gleam. I tried this out and I did a review on it. Check that review out if you haven't done so already. I live for this stuff. I mix it with my foundation and it just gives my skin this natural glow from within. And then I'll go back in and highlight certain areas with it and just blend it in after I'm done applying my makeup, and it just, child, eye-catching. This, and it's like $7 again, and a little bit of this also goes a long way, so you get a bang for your buck. And my last two favorite highlights are from MAC. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Highlight in the shade Gold Deposit. This is my absolute favorite highlight. It is very pigmented. Do you see that? Like, I love this, and it just makes you feel so warm and like golden, and just like you just look like bomb when you wear this. So for days when I don't want to be as golden, I reach for Global Glow, and that still gives me that bronzy warm look, but it's not as golden as the Gold Deposit. So these are my favorite highlighters, and I use these every day, if not one, the other. Alrighty, so that's basically it for the face. We're going to move on to eyes. We're going to start with the brows. I do almost next to nothing when it comes to my eyebrows because I say it all the time. I don't like overly animated looking brows. I've tried so many different brow pencils that filled in my brows, and they were either too dark and made my brows look really harsh and just stupid. So I wanted to see what the hype about the Anastasia Brow Wiz was, and I'm on the bandwagon. I love this. I never mess up my brows. It gives me a nice fill-in, and it looks really natural, and they are like $21, but it's worth it. I've had this one for a while. I have another one that my brother got me for Christmas. He don't know that, but he got it for me for when I run out of this one, and I haven't touched it yet. So this to me was an investment. It fills in my brows, looks natural, and it doesn't look stupid. Alright, so that's it for brow maintenance because I hardly do anything. Okay, so next let's talk about eyeshadow bases and primers. I only have two that I use. The first one is the Paint Pot from MAC in the shade Laying Low. This one I can say I use the most because I will put this on when I'm doing my no makeup looks or really natural look and I'm not wearing too much makeup. I'll just apply a little bit of this to my lid. Or if I'm just doing like a quick brown shade on my lid, I will apply a little of this to help that shadow stick to my lid. But my favorite has to be the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And I use this when I want to be fancy and when I'm about to go glam and put on a bunch of sparkly eyeshadow or whatever. I love this. My eyeshadow lasts all day and it does not crease. This is normally $20, but I found it for $9, and if you want to know where I got it for $9, I did do a video on a bunch of beauty products that I found at really good prices, and I will link that video in the description box below. Make sure you check it out if you want to get a good discount on this stuff. And moving on to eyeshadows. Now I do have a lot of loose shadows and like individual ones, but there's only two that I normally go because I'm normally using an eyeshadow palette. And the two that I normally go for are MAC's Brown Script and Embark. And that's what they look like, just two browns, one a little bit darker than the other. Also for eyeshadows, I tend to go for my Morphe palettes. Yeah. All of their shadows are highly pigmented. Let me show you. They have really beautiful colors. They are very pigmented. Let me just swatch one for you right quick. Really very pigmented. Like the colors show up really, really well. And I found these babies again for a really reasonable price. And I will link that. Remember, that video is going to be down below if you want to know how much I paid for these and where I found them at really good prices. So make sure you check that video out. However, my favorite one of all of my Morphe palettes has to be the 35N palette. Like, this is my everyday go-to palette. I use this palette every single day. Specifically this shade here. If I'm doing a no makeup look, I love this color here. I don't know what it's called, but it's just a perfect matte palette, so I'm happy that I got this. My absolute favorite eyeshadow palette has to be my Naked 2 palette by Urban Decay. This palette is full of mattes and shimmer shadows. It has a bunch of gold and bronze tones. It also has some rose gold tones in it and matte brown shadows. I love this palette. The brush that comes with it is really, really good also. And this was the first eyeshadow palette that I invested in. I say invested in because it was $54, but it was worth every bit of the $54. I rocked out with this palette until I came and got my Morphe palette. So this helped me over for a very long time. As far as lip products, I can have y'all here all day talking about lip crap, but I'm not going to do that. I just grabbed 4 things and said let's talk about these because I got a lot of favorite lip products. The first 2 products comes from the NYX cosmetic line. The first thing is their liquid suede lipstick. This is one of my favorite things right now. It applies on really light and liquidy, but it dries matte and creamy. So it was not one of those matte lipsticks that dry your lips out, which I really, really like. And they are really pigmented. The colors show up really nicely. Let me swatch it so you can see. See? I think this is my favorite one of all the ones that I have because it's a nice everyday shade. This is in the shade Soft Spoken. And also from the NYX line, their little lip butter things. I have a cajillion zillion of these things. These are highly pigmented as well. This one is my absolute favorite. That's this one. And this is in the shade Transylvania. But they also have, that's from the matte formula. They also have like an intense butter cream formula and like 4 other ones, but they're like $5. They're great for in clutches or big bags. They're just good for on-the-go lip applications. One of my favorites. Next, I have from Too Faced. This is their Melted Metal Liquid Lipsticks. I use this over a lot of lipsticks. I use it over nude shades. I use it over vampy shades. It's like a melted gold in a tube. And it adds like a nice gold. There it is, right there. That one right there. It adds a nice gold tone over your lipsticks, and I think it's really cool. If these bad boys was $21 a pop, I would have so many more because I really do like this thing. And they just came out with a new line. It's like a new chocolate line, and I want to get my hands on one, but I'm going to hold off because they're expensive. This one I really do love though, and I use a lot. The last 2 lip products that I grabbed to talk about are my 2 favorite MAC lipsticks. I'm actually wearing this combination today. This is the shade Stone and Velvet Teddy. This is what Stone looks like. It's a really dark nude. It has like a gray undertone. Can you see that really well? It's like a gray undertone to it. And I always apply just a little bit of a brighter nude in the middle just so I don't look like a zombie. That's Velvet Teddy. And that is my favorite right there. And that just wakes up the stone a little bit so it's not too drab and too dark. And so those are all of my favorite products for 2015. I hope this video wasn't too long. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Bye.